Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Dreary day here in Demarest and at the Walker Athletic Complex. The Lady Lions coming off a 2-0 win at Huntington, now playing Johnson and Wales for their third home game of the season. I'm Colin Hackshaw alongside Grant Prather and Shaylee Gallegos on the camera. Great matchup today.
Yeah, it's a non-conference game. Lions starting a freshman in goal today. Should be interesting to see Jordan Atkinson, number 0, out there with the black kit. Usually see Maggie Leger in there. She is the most active goalkeeper, but see what Atkinson can do. Good call by Coach Timmy to mix up the lineups. We've got a couple other faces that usually don't start. So this should be an interesting game to check out.
Strength on strength battle as goalkeeper Zoe Balmer for Johnson and Wales, letting up less than a goal a game. Meanwhile, the Lady Lions among the highest scoring in the country, averaging 2.97 goals a game. Should be interesting to see in that end of the field.
And all on the road, too. Like you said, this is the third home game for the Lions. They already played double-digit away games, I believe, so goodness gracious, it's good to be home.
Well, as they announce their starting lineups, we will announce our starting for Johnson and Wales. As we mentioned, goalkeeper Zoe Balmer, Emily Spees, Hannah Green, Ashlyn Fleming, Olivia Hahn, Olivia Kiefer, Aubrey Warren, Kendall Eady, Zay Abelsom, Gina Mary Rumschlang.
And for the Lions, it'll be, like I said, Jordan Atkinson will be taking the net role with Peyton Gates and Kira Ferreira, one of the faces that usually doesn't start, but she will be out there with Peyton on the defending end. Savannah Jerome and Allison Wikowitz, 2 faces we have seen start across this season. Paige Kluba, of course, grad student, and then Summer Huskin, Adriana Bloomer, the transfer, Sierra Judson, and then Victoria Medellin and Laura Kim will round out that starting lineup for the Lions.
One of the last out-of-conference games for the Lions. They will finish their regular season off by playing in Toccoa Falls. Other than that, it's a lot of conference road games ahead. They started 0-2 in conference play, not ideal, but now they're working their way back up the rankings as they take a day off from that.
Very similar to what men's soccer has had to deal with. They've had their tougher conference games early in the season, which is a good thing. It's a good test to the endurance of your team, to how they've started out playing. Obviously, the Lady Lions have been playing very well as of recent. Besides those 2 conference games, but two toughest in the conference.
Whistle is blown by the official. Teams walking out. Ready for a great soccer match. Like I said, dreary day here.
Yeah, I was going to say Mother Nature's getting tired. We've had all these rain delays, and it's just, well, it means picking up a little bit now, but goodness gracious, the amount of rain delays we've had here at the WAC this year is just, it's truly pained me.
Knock on wood, but
yeah.
No lightning yet.
Yeah.
But definitely going to be dealing with a wet pitch today.
As I say, you going to have a pretty wacky defensive-minded game. I said on yesterday, if you guys tuned in for the men's soccer broadcast, that was one of the craziest games we'll have all year. This one isn't a conference game, but some wet turf is a recipe for, I guess you could say, some fun. All the ball boys and girls are having to wear hoodies today. You see a plethora of umbrella types over there too. It's a rainbow over there.
Well, Johnson and Wales coming into Demers 5-4 overall, 1-0 within their conference, playing yet another away game. They will start with the ball as we get kicked off here at the Walker Athletic Complex. Kind of a quick start for Johnson and Wales. They move up quickly outside of their defensive end, controlling the ball. And now takeaway from behind, pickpocketed by Kluba, it looks like. And played back to the freshman goalkeeper, Jordan Atkinson. Now some confusion in the end. Johnson and Wales comes back with it. And now stretch pass a little too long. And it's going to go towards White.
Yeah, this is a lot of the reason why you put in these more, you could say, random lineups, because you can see a little bit of chemistry gaps from a group that hasn't exactly played together most of the season, but this is why you do that. So if injuries may come later in the season, when you come to late conference play or playoffs, you're able to know which lineups works best.
It's a good mix of freshmen and seniors out there. It's great. You get a little mentoring, in-game action. Johnson Wales looks to start up their first big attack. Moving to the far side. And tracking it down is Ashlyn Fleming. Plays it to one of her fellow attackmen. Now some pressure applied by Ferreira for Piedmont, and Atkins. She gets her first touch of the game and plays it quickly. Now coming up the side. And stretch pass a little too far, looking for Kluba.
I know it wasn't too much going on, but good to see Atkinson with some early involvement. It gets your little jitters out of the way.
Looked good in warm-ups. Saw her take a couple shots as Piedmont works it in their offensive end. This ball chased to the corner. And now it looks like the pass may have been deflected, and it was. They're calling corner.
That was a great play to be able to put a body on it. And it was just good pressure down in the corner. We see the Lady Lions do this a lot, where they'll attack down inside that corner and force a corner kick.
That's number 11, Savannah Jerome, sending it in to a sea of blue and white jerseys towards the goal and cleared out by Johnson and Wales. Piedmont controls it now in their own end as they look to push forward, and now pass intercepted as Kiefer moving it up the side to Fleming. Fleming slowing it down now, trying to get it back, but Lions there for the takeaway. Now up the side, pass a little too hot to handle for Huskin. Blue jerseys get it back.
I gotta say, those blue jerseys are kind of, they're interesting on the front end, but they look pretty clean otherwise.
Yeah, very bold jerseys, but I think they pull it off well.
Yeah, it almost looks like a night shield or something.
Might be better than the Christmas jerseys that we saw featured from the Lady Lions earlier this week.
Lord.
So the Lions get the ball back right around the line head. And then takeaway and cleared in by the defender, Ferreira. Chasing it down is Summer Huskin. Passed a little too far, so we're going to get a goal kick.
It's been a little jitters from the Lions offense, just trying to get something together, but usually we're able to see them after the first 10 minutes or so start to form better attacks, but it's just kind of all over the place right now.
A lot of Piedmont games I feel like have been starting slow this season and pick up towards the end. Atkinson dishing it out to her defenseman. That's Peyton Gates. Now moving it upfield quickly. Pass intercepted by the head of Fleming. And now Kluba pushing it up to the side, and chasing it is Jerome. Jerome's got pressure. Pass deflected again, and we'll see another corner.
Good pass by Kluba, just to put it right on the money, letting Jerome run a little bit. She had to get on her horse, but I guess that's not called a corner, but either way.
Correction, there's no blue jersey that touched it.
It looked like it was.
I thought so, too.
Our vantage point, I guess.
I think we're better officials. They should listen to us.
Okay. We'll let the CCS handle that situation.
Anyways, Lions end up getting it back. Send-in pass towards the box is handled by the 5'11 goalkeeper, Zoe Balmer, who's had a phenomenal season so far. Looks to continue that today. Her throw goes out towards the side, kept inbounds by Fleming. Huskin applies the pressure. Now a 50-50 ball, handled in the middle. Little fight for it, and Wickowitz comes away with it. Moving up the side, this is Gates. Trying to get it to Huskin. She is swarmed and going back the other way. Great takeaway there. Number 38, Laura Kim, getting the ball back for Piedmont. As Gates makes a move. Keeps it inbounds. Down to the corner, no one home. We're going to see another goal kick. Balmer passing off her goal kick to her defender. Must trust her. Now a little passing game within their own box. Getting a little dangerous as some white jerseys approach. and some heavy pressure from Piedmont as Gates lets this one go out. Gates move it back to the corner. Kluba, she absorbs some contact, takes a little bit of a fall. I think we're getting a shoe tie break here. Number 17, adjusting her boots.
Should I say it, Colin?
Nah, it was one bunny ear. I saw it.
Ugh, gracious.
As Bloomer takes this free kick into the box, cleared out nicely by Johnson and Wales, and now running up the side is Absalom. Sent back the other way. Dominating territory so far is Piedmont. Ball's been in their offensive half for the most part.
But it hasn't been much action. Johnson and Wills has done a good job of bending but not breaking. They're letting whatever the Lions throw at them happen, and they're realizing that it's not very organized with what the Lions are throwing at them right now and looking to get some action on their own end.
Yeah, very few scoring opportunities either way so far. As once again, Lions swimming the ball, not letting anything up. This is Warren in the middle of the field. Maybe hits it a little too hard for her own handling, and goalkeeper Jordan Atkinson picks it back up. Atkinson, the long punt over the midfield. It's handled by Jerome. I think she thought Kluba was still there, but she had moved, so it ends up back to Johnson and Wales. Now takeaway, Wickowitz gets it over to Huskin, and she plays it safely back to Gates. Now let's try the other side. Down the right wing. Feeling some defensive pressure, gets a step, able to cross it to the middle, gets past the first Lion, and now a little too much contact. That shuts down that attack.
Yeah, I got tangled up there. Huskin was just trying to make some space, but obviously there's legal ways to make space and there's illegal ways to make space.
You had mentioned before, Piedmont, a high fouling team.
Yeah, coming into this one, out fouling opponents 108 to 81. So 27 more, and considering the fact that a lot of their games have been very one-sided in favor of the Lions, it's an interesting thing to note.
Yeah, that is interesting, because typically the team that's down is the one fouling out of frustration, but not what we've seen from the white jerseys this season, as now Johnson and Wales looking to get their first attack. That's cleared out of there by Wickowitz. Tries to get up to Huskin. Huskin with some contact, no call. Now Jerome from the middle of the field, trying to play it forward to Kluba. Kluba's in a foot race. Can't quite get there. The counterpart, number 17, Kendall Eady, boxing out to make sure her goalie can get a goal kick.
Looked like a 1-on-2 there from Paige Kluba, looking like Josh Downs, the receiver of her favorite quarterback, Daniel Jones. I started him in fantasy this week, so hopefully he'll do all right.
That's a third number 17 that we have to talk about. Johnson Wales looking to move it out of their own end. This is Fleming getting double teamed. Does get rid of it. Now a bit of a pinball in the middle of the field. Jerome ends up with it on her right foot. Makes a move. Jerome walking into a double team, gets tripped up. That is definitely going to be called. Lions so far staying out of foul trouble for the most part. Johnson and Wales struggling with that.
I think it all ties back into the possession time you mentioned, Colin. Having to deal with an offense pressing up on you the whole time will force some level of physicality, and obviously forced some for the Lions to get a set piece here.
Good opportunity for the Lions. Here comes a send into the box. It's going to be a pass, a swarm, a couple pinballs. Now Kim, shot attempt, block, and in. Deflection throws off Balmer, she can't quite get her hand on it. Lions take an early 1-0 lead.
Taking advantage of a starting job. If you're Laura Kim, that was again, more pressure, more pressure, more pressure. Block helped him out a little bit for Balmer, and here we are, 1-0.
Kim, the freshman from Duluth. Like you said, taking advantage of her opportunity to be out here today. That is her first career goal in the NCAA.
Congratulations.
That's what these out-of-conference games are really about, isn't it?
Yeah, and especially if you're Coach Timmy, he loves to put those different lineups in because he has so much depth in his roster.
Now Johnson and Wales trying to get this one right back. Great chase down there by Judson. Slowing down that rush. Really no breathing space for the blue jerseys to work. Now going to try the left wing. Send in is cleared out by Bloomer, no problem. Bloomer, the 5'10 junior, transferring from Emory and Henry. Great addition to this team so far.
And she's been a good piece at the midfield. Her and Judson are now like a two-headed snake up there, able to block out whatever comes their way.
The Lions stay on the double team here. Ends up out of bounds again. Another throw-in. It's Emily Green trying to find something from up top. Her pass deflected. Wildcats get it back and play it safely backwards. Back now around the midfield. It's Olivia Hahn trying to set things up. Gets it to her midfielder. And the Lions get a takeaway. That was Huskin taking it away, and now coming back the other way. It's Wickowitz. Moving it up the side to Jerome, up the right wing. Some defensive pressure. Both teams pointing each way. The end call is a goal kick. Once again, defender taking this goal kick. Kluba staring it down. Ends up to her goalkeeper. And Kluba applying pressure. It's getting a little scary. I don't understand this passing back and forth deep in their defensive end as the Lions swarm pretty quickly.
It can get pretty dangerous because the second you miss one, and even if Kluba is able to get a bad touch on it, as a touch in favor of the white jerseys. So it's a tightrope, dangerous game.
And speaking of opportunities, here's a send-in handled nicely by Balmer, shutting down that opportunity. Balmer now sends it away. Out towards midfield, right to her teammate, and now a pass to Fleming. She gets it backwards to Warren as they set up an attack.
And Kluba just flying over that back line for the Wildcats. Everywhere trying to put pressure on. Same thing, I mean, you teach that if you're an attacker, but same thing we saw to Davis Knight yesterday.
Now defense play to get it back to the goalie, Atkinson, shutting down any Wildcat attack. Atkinson stretching it across midfield, trying to get it up to Kim. And ends up being cleared out by Fleming. Looks like it was off the foot of Gates. Now the throw-in, intercepted by Piedmont. Ends up back on the foot of the Wildcats, though. Now the pass to Fleming. Fleming trying to enter the box, taken away nicely by Huskin. And, whew, man, a little bit of a spill there. We talked about this being a wet field today. Hopefully that doesn't result in any injuries.
Sadly, that was just a good move. You can't really blame that on turf, but wow. That was a stop and go, similar to what I would do every single game in high school basketball because I was just that guy.
I believe it.
I did it one time in 4 years.
Big boot gets it onto the offensive side. Now, Kluba absorbed some contact. I think looking for a call. She's gotten beat up a little bit so far this game. But staying on it. As the Wildcats look to clear, feeling the pressure of the white jerseys. Here's a lawnmower going on over at the softball field. Interesting time to be doing that on a dreary Sunday morning.
Yeah, I'm not sure
afternoon.
why you do that. I mean, usually that role would go to former AD Peeps here at Piedmont, but I'm not sure who that is.
And smell the freshly cut grass too, as taking away is the Wildcats. Kind of a ping pong game over the midfield and back for each team. The Wildcats look to set up an attack, cleared out by the Lions defense. Wildcats slow playing this one, maybe trying to steal some time of possession and slow the game down a little bit. Coming up the side, Han trying to do a give and go. A little too much contact from Bloomer. She's going to get called for that one.
Yeah, Absalom on the receiving end of that one. Again, Bloomer and Judson, two very physical defenders, which is a good thing and a bad thing, and that'll show you the negative side.
Two very tall ones, too.
Yeah, I think at least 5 and double-digit inches.
Bloomer 5'10". Judson also listed at 5'10".
Yeah.
Now the send in. Atkinson, a little bit of a tough save, but she gets her hands on that one, no problem. And now trying to play it quickly to the offensive side before the Wildcats can get back. After a couple bounces, it ends up back in the blue jersey's hands. Now from the side, playing it into the corner to Fleming, who's about to get triple teamed. Pops it up in the air towards the end line and off the brick wall.
And going back to that lawnmower, goodness. Every
moving.
time, number one, he's moving, and number two, I got flashbacks to Shooks. Anytime I hear any sort of lawn equipment now, I feel like it should be 7:30 in the morning, and I'm woken up on a weekend instead of rightfully sleeping in.
It's great. We got two windows. One overlooks the pitch nicely. The other one overlooks the softball field.
Should start calling how he's cutting that grass. He finds the right side.
U-turn, U-turn, U-turn.
It's the corner properly.
Anyways, the Wildcats have possession in their attacking end. Moving a little bit quickly. Trying to enter the box. I don't think they've had possession within their attacking box so far today.
No, it hasn't been much at all. Lions have definitely controlled time of possession. Johnson and Wills in the last few minutes has had it more on their own end, but it's still been very much a battle of the midfield.
As you mentioned, very bend-don't-break kind of defense for the Lions. They've allowed the Wildcats to possess it in their end, as we may see a substitution here for the Lions soon. But they have not allowed any quality scoring opportunities. As Kluba gets a takeaway, she might play a little 1-on-3, makes a move and megs the defender. Now down in the corner, a lot of pressure. Ends up with the ball back to Piedmont. So we see our first substitution of the game. This is Wickowitz coming off.
It's Megan Gates, I believe, coming in for. Tied for team lead in points as just a freshman.
Gates, the freshman forward, getting her first action of today as we get a goal kick. Once again, 17 in white, ready to take on whichever way this pass goes. Applying the pressure, not letting them break through the ride of the Lions easily, and just like that, the Lions get it right back. So let's play to the middle. Gates pops it back into the offensive end. And a little bit of a sloppy break for the Wildcats as Kim, the goal scorer, moves it up the side. She runs into a wall of Fleming, and now a tackle from behind will be called. The best offense for the Wildcats so far has been free kicks.
Mostly off of those fouls, too, from the Lions, that physicality.
As we'll see if they can break this press that the Lions have been putting on all game. You can see the double team approaching in the corner. Still trying to find an opening, as now they're content with sending it in deep, where Gates will watch it go out of bounds. We'll see some more substitutions. Looks like Sophie Wells coming in the game. One of the seniors on this team.
Kalupa coming out, too. I'm sure at this point, you haven't found that second wind yet. Be pretty gassed.
Probably exhausted from chasing the ball around. As we also see Madison Johnson come in the game.
And then Medellin and Kim came out as well. I think it was Maseda popped in as well.
Wildcats hoping that might make it easier for them to get on the attack. Doesn't look like it will. It's Maseda, fresh off the bench, carrying it up to the midfield line and playing a through ball. A little too hot to handle there. The Wildcats get it right back. Haven't seen any subs for the Wildcats yet. They don't have as much depth as the Lions, but you've got to imagine they're getting a little tired.
19 on the roster for them as compared to, I forget what the exact total is.
I don't think we have time to count all
Let's
of these.
see. Well, you do your thing. I'll do my thing. Let's do it.
I'm taking a guess at 39. Anyways, Wildcats dealing with it around midfield. And every time they receive a pass, there's a Lion right in their face.
Forty-two.
42.
42.
Wow.
More than double.
Probably the biggest team on campus.
Probably the biggest women's soccer team in the CCS as well.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, the Wildcats will get a free kick. Once again, in the Lions' offensive zone, but not deep. They haven't really gotten deep into the offensive zone yet. Atkinson has seen one save from a long-range shot.
This is definitely the farthest they've been on these free kicks, farthest down in Lions territory, so a little bit of the nerves for Atkinson here.
And it looks like a shot off of this just goes high. Beautiful ball from Kendall Eady.
Atkinson, 5'6" on the roster, so not the tallest goalie in the world, but...
Looked like with that jump, though, she was able to get up and get the crossbar if she needed to.
Yeah. Playing high is definitely the way that the Wildcats will most likely go on their shots.
Number 10, Addie Banks, trying to chase that one down, but now a fumble just outside the box. Scoring opportunity, shot just wide. That's Madison Johnson trying to take advantage of a Wildcat mistake. Now she kicks it in the net, but unfortunately, it's a dead ball.
That one doesn't count.
No.
We saw Johnson take a lot of those shots last year in her freshman year whenever she had time to play, just outside the box from straight on, and she's got a lot of good arc on her shots, good curve to them as well, so pretty accurate from there.
Looked like she had a little too much time to think about that one. Kind of surprised that the ball ended up on her foot. But now she applies the pressure as the Wildcats try to move it forward. And another errant pass taken away by the Lions again. This is Ferreira playing it to the side and pop back up to the middle to Banks. Banks heads it into the box. No Lions home. So now she's going to chase it, and it's coming right our way. It's going to be a throw-in for the Lions. I'd rather not have a ball end up through this window again.
Yeah, we had, so yesterday there was one that hit right below the window, and it scratched the paint because someone didn't catch it.
I tried. My arms were not that long.
You weren't paying attention.
Lions trying to get back on the attack. This is the freshman Phillips playing it up the side Maceda chasing it down into the corner, has pressure, and it looks like her pass was blocked, and that's going to be a corner kick. Good opportunity for the Lions.
Again, that right wing is giving the Wildcats fits. Lions are able to realize that as well and force another corner from that side. And here's that arc of Johnson that I mentioned as well.
Johnson playing that one forward so far this game, but she can definitely make good passes, as here it is into the box, cleared out nicely by the defense. Judson trying to send it in, long range shot, handled just fine by Zoe Balmer. And I gotta imagine as a goalie, these long range shots are probably a little bit harder today with a potentially wet ball. Gloves get a little slick. Last thing you want is to think about one sliding through the hands.
Yeah, I feel like I keep going back to what happened yesterday, but there was a play where the Asbury keeper had one where he caught it with his hands sideways, which was just asking to go straight through his gloves, but that's why you wear gloves.
Now Bloomer trying to move it over the midfield line. Plays it off to her teammate, Maceda. And Maceda watches this one get kicked out of bounds, resulting in a throw-in. We got 4 Wildcats lined up ready to come in with their jerseys off.
And those subs will come in with, 17 minutes left. So more than halfway through, just trying to get that last wind over for them.
Seems like kind of a quick half flying by. Lions still with the 1-0 lead.
It's a quick 13 minutes. I looked over what seemed like 5 minutes ago, and there was 30 left on the clock. So
Action a little bit slow, other than that one scoring opportunity for the Lions. As this pass intercepted by Judson. She tries to get in deep. Spinning. Coming up the side. Wildcats get it back. Now some pressure, finding an outlet. This is Spees. Gets a give and go. She can't quite handle it. Maceda trying to come up and play it. Blocks a pass. Turned into a 50 ball for a second. And now Wells comes away with the interception. A lot of loose ball sitting around the midfield. Lions finally come away with it. Trying to move towards the box, and a great clear out by Warren. Just very sloppy in the defensive end for the Wildcats so far, trying to get the ball out. Wells gets the takeaway. And, ooh, good move. Addie Banks putting a defender on skates. Now Gates comes up to play this one. Into the corner. Wells trying to find a send in. Into the box. Off a couple heads. And now a foul called. Gets a little too much aggression for the Lions.
I gotta say, I love the cleat diversity here for the Lions. It seems like every player has a different color or some sort of different type of cleat. Looks
Lots
nice.
of good color combinations.
Yeah. Who's your favorite? What'd you say?
I have to take a look.
I am going Addie Banks. Neon green.
I like Johnson here on the attacking end. Bright green.
Mint green, yeah.
Speaking of which, she's going to try to play this ball. Wildcats come away with it. Now moving up the side quickly, crossing midfield. Pass ends up in the middle, everyone kind of watching it. And now towards the sideline, Maceda boxing out to get it. And trying to figure out whose foot it went off of. It's going to be, well, the flagsman's pointing Piedmont's way. Center judge disagrees. So we got 4 subs coming in for the Wildcats. 1 coming in for the Lions.
It looks like Ferrer will get a rest, and the Dolph will come in for her.
So after conferring, it will be blue ball. And it will be, once again, after a clear out, that ball Rolling and rolling and rolling, and it is out of here.
Souvenir.
Yeah, another throw-in.
I'm going to love hearing the chirps of the Piedmont bench, too. They do not shut up. They are extremely vocal, and it doesn't matter what it's about.
Doesn't matter if it's their game or not. They're either on that far bench chirping the other team, or they're sitting here right in front of us. So Maceda gets the takeaway here, moving up the side. Pass intercepted. Playing it back safely. Trying to control more possession as Johnson and Wales. Now, ball gets past a couple feet. And Wells comes away with it. Tracking it down and getting fouled is Phillips. That's going to result in a Piedmont possession. That gives them a chance to get back into their attacking end.
That was some heavy contact from Olivia Hahn, too. I know a lot of it was due to the speed, but, man, got clocked.
Now the big-footed Bloomer looking to get it into the box as rain starts coming down a little bit heavier here in Demarest. Bloomer sends it away, just short of the box. The Dolph trying to play it forward, pops up in the air. Crawford gets it to the corner to Maceda. Maceda can't quite get to it fast enough. Ends up out of bounds, and another throw in for Johnson and Wales.
You see a lot of hoods popping up now. That rain is starting to get a little bit much, but
the sideline covered with umbrellas from the spectators.
Whoever makes those basic black umbrellas is probably rich, because the majority of those umbrellas are jet black.
That's an interesting identification there.
Yeah.
As the Lions look to get on the attack.
Simple color.
Deep ball from Wells rolls wide left.
Check the radar here. Let's see what we're looking like.
Johnson Wells, once again, trying to get out of their own end and not making it easy is Peyton Gates.
You can hear Hannah Thompson from that.
Is that who that was?
I think that's who that was, yeah.
She has
Used
a
to
very
hearing that in web
loud,
design.
distinct voice.
Yeah. Hannah and I have 2 classes together, so I'm used to hearing a little bit.
As pressure from Maceda makes it the ball travel out of bounds. This game's really slowed down since the opening goal. Not a lot of scoring opportunities in general.
Yeah, again, it's been battle of midfield. And by the way, I did check to see if the radar would load, but it's not loading. It just looks like the rain's going to pick up a little bit. And then it should be subsiding by probably 3:15, as certified meteorologist Grant Prather tells you.
Knowing our luck, it'll end right around the conclusion of this game. Lions look to get back on the attack. This is Dodolph sending it to the side to Gates. Gates coming from her defensive position. Play it forward, pestered by Fleming. Into the corner. And now send into the box. Blocked. Potential corner coming up. And it will be.
10 minutes left and a good shot for the Lions to get a second one up on the board. Like you said, slowed down, but Lions flipping position a little bit, able to get more on their own end.
As Johnson gets ready in the left corner. Now the set piece from the corner, a little long, ends up to the opposite corner. So now back to the far sideline. Wildcats are going to get a throw in. Feeling the pressure from the line forwards as Crawford gets a takeaway for a second and it ends up out of bounds. And calls turnover for Crawford. She goes quickly. Phillips in the box. Sends it back to Wells. Wells pass deflected. Now a shot from Gates. Low and blocked. Retry is covered up by Balmer. Shutting down that attack. Couple good chances and a couple good looks for the Lions. Just a little reminder that they can and will score.
It was a good job by Balmer to thread the back line and not let it go out. It was a couple inches from handing on out.
The Lions do get it back now after a missed touch. Seda trying to get to the head of Crawford. A little tall. She's going to get a second shot at it, though. Up the side. Lions just slowly making their way up the field with throw-ins. So now we get a different thrower. Ends up in the corner. This is Phillips. She has a step on a defender. Across. Looking for Wells. Wells can't quite get good contact on it. She plays it back to Gates. Gates, the send in, and a shot just goes high and wide.
I feel like for all the time that these two teams have had on the offensive side, it's not been a lot of shots. There's been a lot of results. Obviously still one goal up are the Lions, but stats would tell you there hasn't been a lot of shots so far.
So now, from the defensive corner, Lions once again. Pressure gets the ball right back. Another opportunity. It's Gates. Throws it down to Johnson. Johnson's touch ends up near the box. Swarm of blue jerseys. Wells intercepts the pass. Trying to play it back. Deflected and out of bounds. Gates gets another throw-in attempt. Same idea. Johnson watches this one go by and into the corner. And it ends up being a goal kick. With the pressure that the Lions have been able to put on, goal kicks are not the worst thing in the world.
They're able to keep it on their own end, their favorable end, offensive side, which is where they do their best work.
And speaking of which, Wells getting it up into the box. Ballmer comes out to play that one.
I think maybe the idea for the Lions is force it down as deep as you can into the defensive side of the Wildcats and try to force corners, and I think that's where they're going to find the most opportunities.
And first time we've seen the ball on this side midfield in a little bit. So Wildcats look to move quickly.
Got about 6.5 minutes left, so they'll have some time, 6 or 7 minutes left to form something to try to get a tie-up.
Now, Banks plays it from the corner, has a step on her defender, tries to cross it, is blocked, ends up being a corner. So another good opportunity for the Lions late in this half to try to get a 2-goal lead. Lions change corner takers. This is Phillips walking to the corner. Playing it a little bit slow, making sure they get the last touches. Now Phillips, pass attempt, gets past a couple players. Maseda gets hit up high, it looks like. She reaches for her face. Judson ends up with it. Now playing it back safely to Bloomer. And now the keeper, Atkinson.
And Judson, deceptive speed. I feel like I talked about that a lot last year too, but underrated movement at the midfield.
She had enough to get that one back for the Lions, as they will get a throw-in. Lions trying to get something going here in the last couple minutes of this half. As Johnson trying to chase this one down. Can't get to it first. Crawford forcing a turnover. Yeah, a little back and forth play around the midfield line. Trying to get a through ball to Fleming. Gates arrives first. She moves it back to the midfield and can't quite handle it. The Wildcats, so another throw in for Piedmont. And Gates going to take this throw in. Wells trying to fight off a couple defenders to get the ball back. A little too much contact. Talked about foul trouble. I think the Lions have seen a couple more here later in this half.
Just a few, yeah. It's been a very physical game for them. I think that's due to the pace of how this has gone, it being a, like I said, battle of the midfield. So under 4 minutes now, that rain is also starting to feel like pick up more than it has been. You can hear it now, too.
You can, and looking a little slippery.
It's also looking a little diagonal, too. The wind's pushing it. So
yes.
Could add to the noise.
That's now Wells trying to get it out of her own end. She changes course and sends it to the far side of the field. Now down into the corner. Johnson gets it alone. Trying to keep it in. Cannot. It's going to be a throw-in for the Wildcats. Long send-in. Gets to the midfield. No further before it goes out of bounds. A lot of throw-ins so far this game, too.
Yeah, it's been a lot of slork from the sidelines. Just a lot of stoppages, and the pace of this game is very slow.
The heat map will tell you the middle of the field has not been used very much. So once again, trying to get it up the side. The Dolph playing some tight defense to earn it back and plays it back to Judson. And then Atkinson, who has a little bit of pressure, clears to the middle of the field. And the Wildcats have a chance to come away with it. Fleming gets bumped and moved off the ball. Gates ends up with it. Playing it back upfield. Wells, send in. That's Southard, who tries to play it to the sideline. And once again, a throw-in. We got 2 minutes left in this half. Might see a late sub come in for Johnson and Wales.
Got a LeBron mask on, too.
Yep, that's number 7, Mia Townsend. She gets her first touch of the game.
From what I know, those masks usually provide good players, at least the ones that I've seen.
Is that a LeBron reference?
I was thinking of a guy I played basketball with in middle school. But yes,
okay.
LeBron, too. There's been other players as well, but I actually had to ban that carbon fiber mask he had back in the day.
The Lions were looking for a late attack. Phillips gets pushed off the ball. Results in a territory change. Lions playing this one slow. Want to try to get the last shot. Don't want to give up any opportunities. Gates, the left foot. Gets past a couple defenders. Now another mishandle from the Wildcats. Pressure put on by Johnson. Sliding attempt. Looks like she slid in a second. That's how far she went. 1 minute left. Cleared out by the Lions. Maybe one more push from them before we head to halftime. As Southern trying to chase this one down. Can't quite get there in time. Let's see another throw in. Time taken away. 35 now on the clock. Lions retain a 1-0 lead so far. Good half from them so far, I would say, especially defensively.
Yeah, just able to nail down a lead. The goal wasn't the prettiest in the world that they had early on, but it happened early, and they've been able to cement a lead and stay strong on the defensive end and hold time of possession, just frustrate the Wildcats. No chances for them.
As the Wildcats looking to run away and get a late opportunity. Let's play it up to the freshly subbed in Townsend, and she takes a spill. And the half ends just like that. 1-0 Lions lead over Johnson and Wales as the rain really starts to come down here in Demarest.
Yeah, if we have any sort of updates, hopefully, knock on wood, if the rain doesn't pick up more, we'll let you know. But for now, got halftime to deal with.
Yep, so Lions going to come out for the second half, 45 minutes, protecting a 1-0 lead as some of them run up to the locker room, dry off a little bit. But for now, you are watching Piedmont Soccer on YouTube. Welcome back to the second half of soccer action in Demarest. The rain was coming down hard during halftime. As you can see, the Lions walking back down the steps. But since then, it has lightened up a little bit. Enough for me to be okay with sticking my head out the window.
Finally, yeah. I don't think I ever wanted to leave this press box during halftime because I knew if I even went out there, I'd probably be sick in a week because, goodness gracious, it was pouring.
We were supposed to get some stat sheets at halftime, but they would have been ruined by the time they made it across the field.
Thankfully, we still did get the halftime stats, luckily enough. But, yeah, the main thing that stuck out to me in those stats was 3 shots for Johnson and Wales. Piedmont only had 8, but goodness gracious, 11 total shots, and then no corners for the Wildcats. Lions had 4.
Not quite the 54 shots that we saw on Wednesday, but 1 for 8 shooting is not a bad percentage to have. 2 saves from the freshman, Jordan Atkinson. Maybe some lower quality shots from long range, but some high quality saves as she gets some of her first reps of her career.
Yeah, another thing also was fouls. Lions had 6 fouls. The Wildcats still had 4 as well, but pretty heavy fouls, at least for a first half as well if you're the Lions, so hopefully you can clean that up a little bit.
And
but coming in with a 1-0 lead's good.
I think we had a time of possession favoring the Wildcats, and I think the fouls are a big part of that.
Yeah. Again, slowing the tempo of the game down, kind of methodically working your way down into your own end of the field is where those fouls can benefit or hinder both teams.
It'll be interesting to see what lineup Coach Timmy comes back out with. As we mentioned, we've seen some faces that don't necessarily start every game. So a little bit of playing time for everyone. As the ref says, let's get a move on. I think he wants to get out of here and watch some football.
I was just about to say, it's NFL Sunday, man. But the one thing is the Falcons aren't on. So what am I supposed to do?
Well,
I can't watch Michael Penix throw a 30-yard dot to Kyle Pitts.
Maybe it's good for your mental health that they're not playing today.
You know what? You're probably right.
Anyways, I get to watch my Commanders probably lose to the Chargers at 4:30. That's not going to be ideal.
Ew.
Similar starting lineup for the Lions coming back out. Pretty much saw everyone that finished off the first half. New goalkeeper in, though. This is number 00, Hannah Thompson. And, yes, I have to clarify between 0 and 00.
42-person roster for the Lions, so yeah.
Yeah. Thompson wears 00. And the goalie that we saw last half, or the keeper, Jordan Atkinson, wears single 0.
That's where if you're a senior or an upperclassman on this team, you get the good jersey numbers.
I wish we had a jersey number 0. Do you know how cool that would be?
Oh, my goodness.
I would rock a big O.
Yeah. Could see some lacrosse freshmen pulling up in 0 next year. Yeah. A lot of the freshmen do have some of the better numbers, though.
They do.
Ferreira transfer, but still number 3. Gates with 13. I know that's your favorite number. So.
Oh, I love number 13.
Coincidentally, it's my least favorite because it's unlucky and 12 is better. So
fair. 12, I don't know. Even numbers, I just feel like aren't as good on jerseys.
I feel like for a guy who moves like I do, very slow, very bad, 12 just kind of fits because anything odd would look like you're supposed to be faster, and it would just be a complete lie to the testament of my character.
Well, as we get started, the Lions are going to start with the ball and start with a 1-0 lead. They push it in deep pretty quickly. And just like we finished in the first half, a fight for the ball right around midfield. We saw a lot. We also saw a lot of throw-ins, playing it towards the boundary, and I think I just spoke that into existence.
No way.
Now they're throwing it in.
And we didn't get a heat map either. That was another thing to look at. But, yeah, I'm sure a lot of this was the middle third of the pitch.
Middle third and towards the sidelines, both the bench and the spectator seats.
A lot of the if you put a shot chart up for the Lions, too, most of them are from outside the box.
Same with the Wildcats, I feel like. I don't know that the Wildcats actually ever made it into the Lions' defensive box. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but...
I think you're right.
Yeah, I don't remember any possession in there.
Yeah.
Wildcats get their first free kick of the half. With the way the Lions have been fouling, probably will not be the last. They play it simply in their defensive end. So we see Judson moving to that forward position and Wells trying to probe the ball loose. Great handling, retain possession, Now getting it over the midfield, playing it to the corner. Nobody home. Chasing it down is Medellin, and she is content with taking it out of bounds. Johnson and Wales trying to go quickly. They fumble it, and once again, back out of bounds.
Okay. I'll take that. That was a good play by Medellin to let it go out. She had a one-on-one, so you don't want to risk anything, especially with no defenders back for help.
That's going to be the key to the second half, is not giving away opportunities to score for the Wildcats. And this is the best way to do it. Good offense is your best defense. As long as it stays down there, Johnson and Wales going to have a hard time scoring. So we see another throw-in. I'm just calling it a free throw.
Man. Wrong sport. NBA does start soon, though.
It does. As now kick towards the box. We'll have to see who that went off of last. Looks like it's going to turn into a corner. And a good opportunity to start off the second half.
Yeah, these corners were what helped the Lions out a lot with holding their time of possession. They had 4 to the Wildcats, nothing in the first half, and this makes 5.
Now taking the corner is a new face to this game. Gomez.
I believe she scored on Wednesday, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, we mentioned how lethal she can be with her speed.
Now playing it into the box. It's a low line drive kick. Played from outside the box. Wells. Quick pass to her. She tries to play it in the side. It's Maseda pushing on the box out. A little too physical.
When does the NBA season start? Let's see if I can remember. Because we have the first sports equinox. Is it the 27th?
We do. Just like we just about saw a sports equinox at Piedmont yesterday.
Yeah.
The amount of teams competing between swim, volleyball, men's soccer yesterday, women's soccer Friday and today. Been a busy week for us.
I want to say last year there was a weekend where, I think it was in a 2-day weekend, Saturday and a Sunday. We had 13 home contests, I want to say the number was.
Not as many home contests this year, but
thankfully.
Gates trying to find a way into the box. She makes a long pass in. Judson. And now Wells with the shot. Ends up wide.
There's a good chance the Lions haven't had, like we said, a lot of shots inside the box, but Wells with a strong one puts a little bit of pressure in net.
Very good opportunity to start the half and get the ball rolling. I guess it wasn't rolling in that case. Just moving through the air. But the Wildcats, once again, having trouble clearing their own end as Crawford comes away with the interception. Now it's turning into some quick offense. Crawford with the cross. Can't quite get to Dodolph.
But again, you work your way farther and farther down. You get better pressure than you had in the first half, more quality looks. If you go the same way you did in the first half, it's not going to work. Johnson and Wells has seen what you can do in different parts of the field, and now if you're able to work your way farther down, it works.
Johnson Wales not giving up on playing the short passing game deep in their own end. And once again, it leads to another turnover. Basically just saw the exact same thing happen. Crawford coming away with it. Now Maseda gets caught up a little high, so can't quite put your hand on that, which means it will be Wildcat ball. Lions all setting up around midfield, making the assumption they could take it away before it gets there.
You can see it happening.
Happened the past couple times, but this one sent in deep. And Medellin comes away with it. And now Gomez might have a step coming up the side. Gomez trying to find some help, finds Wells. Wells trying to turn, walks into a blue brick wall. It starts to head the other way. Bloomer and Maseda coming to the corner. Maseda knocks down that attack for now. We'll get a throw in. It's going to go Piedmont's way, which means we'll see another offensive opportunity. Maseda throws it down to the corner. Big pole in the way for us. Hard to see. But this does end up being a goal kick.
It's been an issue.
It has.
That's why it's called the pesky pole.
The pesky pole.
It'll mess with you. Camera too. It's a big forearm workout for the Lions today, all these throw-ins.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Goalkeeper box is getting all of its use as well, the amount of goal kicks we've had. And what's new with the Lions taking it away in the offensive half, as well as playing it to the side to Gates. Gates dribbling to the corner, has some defensive pressure on her. Now a send in. A whiff on the clear out attempt. The second one ends up over the end line. That results in another corner kick for the Lions.
Number 6. Again, using those one-on-ones on the wings near the corner and to their advantage. A lot of the reason they've had these is because they've upped their ante a little bit, up the physicality, up the aggression. Sophie Wells kind of leads that pace, and it's worked.
Gomez once again taking the corner. Another low line drive. Finds the foot of Dadolf as she's boxing out to retain possession. Gomez gets it back. Another send in is handled by the goalkeeper Zoe Balmer. She had a good fast half with a few saves and breaking up a couple offensive opportunities. Just the one that got by her off of ricochet.
Yeah, nothing new for her. She, like you said, a lot of saves for her. So pretty experienced back there. Good height, too, if you need it.
Just hard playing against a high-power offense like Piedmont's. And their offense gets going again as Gomez looking to set up an opportunity. From the corner, we'll have to see who this one went out on. No signal yet. It's going to be a throw-in for Piedmont. As Judson gets double-teamed. Finds her way through it. Trying to get to Crawford. It's taken away by the Wildcats. Now coming up the other way. Changing fields over to Fleming. Fleming trying to move it up to her center forward. And now an opportunity for the blue jerseys. Potentially offsides. We'll have to see if there's a call. Flag did not go up, but Hannah Thompson gets her first touch of the game, scooping that one out of the box.
Wednesday saw Thompson not in a goalkeeper kit, scored one of the goals for the Lions. Bench went wild after that one, but now in the black kit doing a good job in net.
Off a penalty kick.
Yep. It's like sending your best free throw shooter to a line after a technical.
As now, once again, Johnson and Wales trying to clear their own zone. You can see the water coming up off the field with every step taken. Gives you an idea of how fast the ball is rolling. You saw it roll pretty slowly out of bounds there.
And you can hear it, too. It's the same situation as if it's pouring down rain on a road. It's not as dangerous to drive as when it would have time to settle.
To see how much the ball hydroplanes.
Goodness gracious.
Johnson and Wills get their first couple subs of the half. They're also going to throw it in. Jessica Garman throwing it in. Finds her fellow forward. Now attempt to get into the box. Bloomer says no thank you. Once again, bend don't break defense for the Lions. This is as deep as Johnson & Wales has gotten all game, and no opportunity given up as Thompson's going to get a chance to kick it away. Thompson commanding her troops. Big boot gets past a few players, ends up on the foot of Judson. And now Crawford. Crawford playing it forward to Wells. Wells has a step. Lots of speed coming from number 14. She gets shoved. That might be within the box, and it will be. The Lions are going to get a penalty kick. Huge turning point in this game.
I would do for one. Again, that time of possession was going to put enough pressure on the Wildcats to where they had to do something to change it. And too much physicality from Wells. Wells just so good at getting in there and getting physical, and it'll pay off for her.
Her speed, I feel like, was the reason that they're going to get this. She got to step on her defender and no choice but to take her down from behind as she lines up for the penalty kick. Wells. Shot. Low corner and in. Balmer guessed middle. Wells went left, and it finds the net.
Do for a second, and that gives you a little bit of breathing room now for the Lions. Johnson and Wales' offense has pretty much been non-existent today, subject to change, but that is a huge second goal to give yourself a little bit more confidence rolling into the back half of the second half. 35 minutes left, so only 10 minutes down, but still. Early scoring for the Lions in these halves, both goals scored in about the 11th minute of each half.
It is unusual to see Johnson and Wales let up more than one goal in a game, but it has happened today against a high-scoring Lions offense who will get the ball back in a throw-in fashion.
And a lot of it is just due to Johnson and Wales not really having a formed offensive attack today. They've had a lot of issues against this Lions defense, against this Lions midfield.
Especially in the defensive half, when they're able to take a ball away from Piedmont, they just can't seem to clear it and get it to their offensive half, as once again, Wells showing the speed to keep that one in bounds. Play it back to her defenseman, Gates. This one's taken away, and maybe a look for the Wildcats. Pass forward, no one home, except for Maseda, who clears it up the side, no problem. Back to midfield, fight for it. Rolling once again towards the sideline. Some pressure coming from the white jerseys as Gomez gets it through, and Gomez gets it back. Now good defense played. That was Spees with the takeaway, turning into something for the Wildcats. Pass too strong, out of bounds, and Gates is going to get a throw in.
I think what I'm looking at here for the Wildcats is they're at a speed disadvantage. The Lions are seemingly everywhere when it comes to getting a foot on the ball, and Johnson and Wales can't seem to catch up. Every time they control, they're standing still, standing straight up, and the Lions are flying around.
And now the Lions add to their height advantage, putting Molly Fitzpatrick in at forward. The Dolph comes out.
Yeah, you got 3 5'10" bodies in the game now. Fitzpatrick, Bloomer, Judson.
Yeah. That's a lot of height to match up against the 5'11" goalie.
Yeah. And the rest of this roster for the Wildcats, they don't exactly have the most height in the world. Average about 5'5".
Now from the midfield, Crawford with a good pickpocket. Now fight for it in the middle. Judson's the one that comes away with it and plays it back to the senior Hannah Thompson, who boots it far and away, looking for Wells. Has her head forward. And now the clear out is blocked, giving the Lions some more offensive zone time. Now pass too strong. Mercedes says, I will take that. Plays it up the side, slows down the rush.
What? Watch out over there. Saw. I don't think that kid over there is college age.
Was that a shoe on the field?
It was a child.
Looked like a size, 7 shoe.
Size 6 or 7 shoe. And yeah, I mean, that child is, well, number one, can't play women's soccer. Number two, is not of college age unless he wants to be an academic weapon. But he wanted to go out on the pitch.
Regardless, got to keep the boots on, boy. As now a takeaway for the Wildcats turns into an offensive opportunity. And Medellin makes a good defensive play to shut down that rush. It does turn into a corner, the first one of the game for the Wildcats.
I was about to say, this is their first real opportunity to put something on the board, gain some confidence.
Thompson barking out orders. Make this corner a clean operation. Now here comes the corner. Thompson also has got some height. Able to jump up and make that grab. Shut down any scoring chance.
Randy Moss.
It's a great catch.
Yeah. Just jumped in, no fear.
Especially, as we mentioned, on a slick day like today.
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick receives her pass right around midfield. Now trying to play it forward. Looks like it came off the side of her foot. Lions are going to regroup. And a takeaway for the Wildcats. Double team for the Lions results in another takeaway, as Bloomer has played this whole game so far. Medellin steps in front of that pass, gets it away. Slide tackle from behind. She stays up. Crawford playing it forward to Gomez. Gomez has some room, but that's because she's offsides.
Yeah, a little too much room. I was about to say she had a huge step, and Johnson and Wells was way behind. But a great kick fake from Medellin. It gave the Lions another step up. It was awesome.
The opportunities are there for the Lions so far. Free kick. And now Judson called too much contact. She doesn't agree. But either way, Blue is going to get another free kick. Fouls really piling up for the Lions.
The story of the game. Thankfully, the offense has been able to back them up.
It is. And I mean, you mentioned at the beginning of the game, it's coming to life today.
Speaking of piling up, the rain's back. Isn't as bad as it was at halftime, but a little bit.
Drizzle coming down. You know, a little rain never hurt anyone.
Exactly. This is good for the plants.
So now the free kick sent into the box. Judson gets her head on it to get it out of bounds, and it results in a corner kick. Looks like number 4, Hannah Green, going to take this corner kick. Trying to get something going for Johnson and Wales. Corner comes in, and Thompson gets a good punch on it. That was enough to get it out, as Fitzpatrick trying to chase it, but Crawford gets there first. Now trying to move quickly is Kira Ferreira. She gets it across the field to Fitzpatrick. Johnson and Wales rushing to get back on defense. Fitzpatrick controls it in the corner. Makes a move around defender. Send in, shot, and saved by Balmer.
Barely, too. She bobbled it late, and I think Maseda flew in there and almost got it in.
Not a clean save, but the job gets done.
It's an extra one on the stat sheet.
Balmer boots it away. Finding the right foot of Kiefer. His pass is intercepted by Wells. Wells trying to get past the defender. Can't quite handle it. Wildcats set back up in their own end. Feeling the pressure from the attacking Lions. And as a result, it turns into a turnover. Fitzpatrick gets it back. Playing it back to the right side. This is Maseda. Touch pass to Ferreira. Kind of causes some confusion. Maseda ends up with it back. A little bit of 2-on-1 in the corner. Gomez trying to make a move. Loses it for a second. Maseda with the send-in. Cleared out. And now a second opportunity off the head of Fitzpatrick and ends up out of play.
Again, working on their own end of the Lions. That offense has dominated this time of possession this half. And clearly working for them.
Looks like Wells is going to get a hard-earned break.
Yeah.
She's been flying around the field this whole second half.
One of, if not the hardest workers on this squad for sure. Just everywhere whenever she's in the game. So big props to her.
The Lions trying to work to get this one back, and they do. What's new? Ferreira comes away with it, playing it back to Gomez. And you can tell this ball is slowing down on the roll, but Gomez playing it through. Shot attempt high. Fitzpatrick couldn't quite get her foot on it cleanly, and it travels above the goal.
Fitzpatrick's been a good addition ever since she came in. They've had a lot of nice shots through her. That was a beautiful opportunity. I'd assume that if the turf wasn't so wet, that maybe that one has a better chance to go in, but hard to read. You have to get your balance together and read where the ball's going to roll, how quickly it's going to roll.
For sure. And, I mean, it's just slippery coming off your foot.
Yeah. It's less predictable.
Bloomer applying the pressure, coming a little further forward than she usually does. And now it ends up back to Medellin. She can't quite handle it. And we got looks like a handball.
Yeah, good call.
As Medellin moves quickly. Judson trying to play it up the wing. Now Piedmont was trying to set up, but didn't quite move quickly enough. Does end up being a throw-in. That's where Gates will take it.
It's been a minute since we've had one of those. Now we get 2 in a row.
What, throw-ins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had a little well-warranted break.
A lot of throw-ins in the first half.
Good night.
A lot.
Too many.
As we get another one. Gates tracks this one down to throw it back. Into the corner, Fitzpatrick has a double approaching, and guess what happens next? A throw-in.
Oh, my goodness. That's 4 in not even a minute.
Looks like Maseda trying to play it back to Fitzpatrick off the mark, and believe it or not, we have a throw-in.
Under 25 left in the second half.
Lions protect a 2-0 lead, and maybe trying to build on it with a long-range shot. Gomez! Woo! That turned into a dangerous opportunity quickly.
Out of nowhere, yeah. You blink and you miss that one. Great pass, too. Gomez, if she elevated maybe a little bit more, she'd be in a better spot, but either way, shot's a shot.
I think she was expecting it any more than we were. As Maceda's going to take a break. Coming back on is the grad student, Kluba. Now to the middle of the field. Judson takes it away. Judson with some fancy footwork. Trying to get around the defender. Now boxing out. And maybe between the legs there and some contact. Ref didn't like that one. Wildcats trying to move fast before the Lions can get back on defense. The free kick after yet another foul is a short one. Fitzpatrick applying some pressure, and now Crawford steps up. Ball gets moved through. And now from the offensive zone, it's cleared out by Medellin. Wildcats get it right back, but now in their own half. To the middle of the field, some passing sequences going on, trying to break past this Lions defense. So far, it's been a wall of jerseys. Having to play it backwards again. Pressure just everywhere. As now Crawford comes away with it. Her and Gomez trying to work together. I feel like a lot of these giveaways for Johnson and Wales have just kind of been bad touches.
Yeah, they've had some tough breaks. I think a lot of that is due to the speed that the Lions have. It makes them a little scared, worried about where the next touch needs to go.
But now they're going to look to try to get an offensive opportunity. This is Garmin. Had to step on her defender. Maybe one too many. She's not happy about that.
They saw the flag come up immediately. But good defense by the Lions to realize that and just hold up.
So Thompson's going to come out of her goalie box for this free kick. Thompson, long send away. Crawford, one touch to Gomez. Now 50 ball taken away by the blue jerseys. This send in is handled by Medellin. Trying to keep it in bounds on the far side. They do. Trying to move back up the field, but it's taken away by the Wildcats. And Bloomer clears that out before he can reach the box. Now moving up the left side. High pass coming in. Handled by the Lions. And now some trouble. A header. Gets past Thompson. Medellin there to clear it out. Absorb some contact. But they stay scoreless. As now the Lions can take a breath. Fitzpatrick gets it. In the high defensive end. Battling one-on-one. Finally, Lions can get some possession and clear the zone. As Judson sends in towards Kluba. Kluba trying to chase it down. Some 17-on-17 action. Kluba from the corner, boxing out, getting the throw in. Maybe a foul. Kluba's boxing out to make sure she could get the throw in, but doesn't matter. She gets shoved from behind. Gives Gomez a chance for a kick towards the box. "20 minutes remain in this first half. Gomez looking to try to make it a 3-0 game. Long send in. Got a foot on it. And finally cleared out by the Wildcats. Bloomer mishandles that one. And we end up with another throw in. As both teams get some subs on. Entering the pitch for the Lions. Looks like Phillips. And maybe number 11, Jerome.
And then you'll see Judson come out, I think. Is that Taylor Crawford coming out as well, I think? But, yeah, losing a little piece in the midfield in Judson, but not really sure what that adds to. We'll have to see what the lineup change will look like.
Now, Wildcats trying to break the press once again and not doing it very cleanly. This time they do get past, though, trying to set up an offensive opportunity. Here comes the junior from Guatemala City, Guatemala, number 7, Mia Townsend. Wildcats just trying to get something set up. Not a lot of structure going on. Now getting out to the corner, handled nicely by Wikowitz. And now Phillips trying to play it from the side. Has it poked away, but it does turn into a free throw. Or wow, I did it again. Throw in.
I'll take the fall for that. I've been talking too much basketball.
You have.
I will take the fall.
You put it in
for
my
that.
head.
That's where my mind is.
Phillips gets her head on this one to keep it in bounds. Turns into a clear in for the Wildcats, and now maybe some trouble as it gets back close. Bloomer standing there waiting for it to clear it out. Wikowitz gets shoved. No, Coach Timmy wants a call, and a second one, maybe a little uncalled for.
Yeah, Coach Timmy put the arms up immediately. And that second one definitely uncalled for. That was already some physicality, but then adding the extras, goodness.
Maybe some frustration coming out for the scoreless Wildcats.
Could definitely see that being the case. At this point in the game, you're clawing at whatever you can take, and the frustration boils up over 70 minutes. It's bound to come out.
Bloomer is going to get her chance at it. Long kick. Juggled up for a minute before the Wildcats come away with some speed. Middle of the field, good move, and tripped up by Ferreira. Ferreira going to get a card for that?
Whoa. Really? Okay.
Wow, yellow card.
Okay.
I think that's an interesting call.
Yeah.
It looked like she was trying to play the ball. That definitely clipped the feet.
Yeah, I didn't even see eyes down on the Wildcat at all, so
I don't know. Bit of a tough call there.
as the kids say, scoreboard. But
it also might be a result of the pushing match that happened along the sideline a few minutes ago, just trying to keep this game in check.
Yeah, I was about to say the fouls have boiled up either way, so that could just be a slow down type of deal.
Center judge reminding everyone that he controls this game. The Wildcats have just about every player up inside the box, everyone in the offensive zone.
That bench let them hear it now. Move 5 feet back, and they're as loud as they have been this entire game.
We had a false start, so there's a 5-yard penalty.
You see the referee moving the hands around.
Now the free kick finds the foot of Ferreira, the most recent yellow-carded player. And she takes it back again. Wow. She must be pretty determined now because she's gotten her foot on both of those opportunities after the yellow card, and it's turning into a transitional offense. Wikowitz from the corner. Playing it to the middle, Fitzpatrick. Can't quite get there. Ends up being a throw-in. Now we get a whistle and some substitutions. Medellin's going to take her time getting off. Looks like Maseda coming back on.
16 left with those subs. 16 minutes, I should say.
Now a whistle. We'll have to see who this went out on. It's going to end up being another goal kick. Or free kick, I'm sorry. Which means another foul coming from the white jerseys. long free kick up the sideline. Rolling towards the out of bounds. Does stay in. Mercedes content with escorting it out of bounds. Throw in. Jerome was the first one there. So another free. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I can't stop. Another throw in.
I think it's because you've said throw in so many times today.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel bad for you at this point.
Think it would be engraved in my brain. Just throw in, throw in, throw in.
It's like when you say a term or a word over and over again and it starts to not sound like the word. Same thing.
Big contact. Nothing called.
Mm-hmm.
Kluba taking it up the right side. Trying to play it deep for Fitzpatrick. And now a couple Lions swim the ball. Sliding match cleared out by Balmer, stopping that opportunity. Yeah, a lot of yelling from the sideline over here.
Yeah, all of a sudden, too. Kind of came out of nowhere. I think it was after that quote-unquote false start.
Everyone getting a second wind over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's now almost an opportunity. Cleared out by Maceda. Fitzpatrick controlling it from the right side. Good move. Just fumbles it out of bounds. Great move getting past the defender there, though.
Yeah.
Now the throw in and ends up off the foot of Michaela Ball. So Lions will get it right back. Looks like we're going to get some more substitutions. Coach Timmy just rotating through his 42-player roster.
There's the mint and greens of Johnson back on.
Can't miss him.
Cannot miss him. Matt Hisler electing to sub. He is in his 21st total season coaching. This is 11th season for Johnson and Wales. At his time there, 59, 75, and 11. Career 130, 174, and 29.
The Virginia Wesleyan graduate of the class of 2000. His team trails 2-0 today.
It's got to be one of the weirdest years to graduate.
2000?
Yeah, because then you have to realize you enter the workforce in the first year of a new millennia. Whoa.
Back when everyone thought computers were going to be the death of the world. Look how far we've come.
Now I just get AI videos of LeBron.
You were alive then, right? What were the 90s like?
Oh, well. I mean, they were fun. I thoroughly enjoyed them when I was negative 10 years old or whatever that. Whatever. A month older.
You were class of 97?
96, 97? Yeah. I see a Wildcat still down. Club is attending to her.
Yeah, it's a little bit of collision. Maybe some knee-to-knee contact is what it looked like.
Yeah, getting that contact on your knee is never a fun thing.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't look like it would be that bad, but the bone on bone, especially with a joint like your knee, not a good thing.
Is that or when you get to the leg, something like that. But the trainers are going to come out and attend to the fallen Wildcat. We're going to take a short break, and we'll give you an update on the injury when we come back. You're watching Women's Soccer on the main broadcast. The injured player, Zay Absalom, does get up and walk off with a little bit of assistance. Hopefully she ends up being okay. As we resume action, Wildcats get the ball. And a great pass backwards.
Made it so it wasn't a throw-in, too.
Exactly. Thank goodness.
Oh, my gosh. Who would have thought?
Guess what we get next?
Whoa.
Another throw-in.
No way.
Do we have stats on throw-ins?
I can go ahead and make a tally. I'll rewatch the broadcast, and I'll make a tally, and then just
We'll mention it next broadcast.
reflect on it.
I can tell you the free throw number is at 0 today. I know I messed that up a couple times. Box out from the Johnson & Wales defender results in a goal kick. What we can tell you, though, is that Piedmont out shooting Johnson & Wales 15-4. Once again, not the 54-shot performance that we saw on Wednesday,
That was insane.
but 2 goals nonetheless.
It's a better ratio
2-0.
today.
It is.
Yeah.
Better shooting percentage.
Yep. It's about 7 shots per to what was 13, or almost 13, almost 14, goodness, on Wednesday.
All right. Sunday math is not it.
Well, I don't know. I feel like since I'm done with college math classes, I feel like I have to keep my mind fresh.
Well, what I can tell you is 2 is greater than 0, which is the score that we see right now. Wildcats going to get another free kick, though. Every Lion backing up to help defensively.
If anything, if you're Johnson & Wales, one going through here is a confidence boost because they've just struggled on the offensive end. They haven't been able to get anything, and I feel like I keep repeating the same phrase, but can't say without it. It's just been a rough road for them today.
Well, looking to change that now. It's just Kendall Edie taking the free kick. See if it'll go right on net or if she's going to look for a pass. Edie, low line drive kick, enters the box, cleared out pretty quickly. Now Gama is going to try to turn away with it. Looking up for Phillips, past her. Johnson Wales has to regroup with the ball now. Trying to get down to the corner, ends up on the right foot of Bloomer. Bloomer content with kicking it out of bounds. Almost doesn't go out of bounds because of how wet the field is. But nonetheless, we have another throw-in. And, yeah, I was going to say, that definitely looks like it touched a hand.
Yeah.
Bloomer would agree.
A little bit.
The greens are slow today. Moisture on the ground, keeping the ball from rolling too much on this Lions turf.
Thankfully for the Lions, we're not playing with a golf score. They would be losing if it was 2-0 in golf.
Very true.
Looking like losing. Speaking of losing, whenever you play me and we golf.
Okay.
Minus 16.
Anyways, Wildcats looking for another opportunity. Hannah Thompson says, thank you. I will take that.
Got to add some life to a dreary day.
You do.
Yeah. This is the time of the year where it already seems to slow down and get weird anyway as the fall rolls around. You never know what can happen.
We have been pretty fortunate with weather recently. Yeah. Maybe not in every broadcast, but
it seems to be bad whenever we have a broadcast. Otherwise, it's great. Yeah. Yesterday was beautiful.
Fitzpatrick controls it right around the center. Plays it backwards. Jerome trying to get a through ball. Deflected. Now fight for it. Jerome once again puts it down to the corner. Gates is chasing it. And we have a throw-in. About 18 minutes to the top of the hour. We had a 2 o'clock starting time. Likely ending around 4 with 9 minutes showing on the clock. Wildcats maybe just trying to punch one in, like you said, as a confidence booster. Lions trying to extend the lead to 3-0 as Gomez kind of fighting through a 1-on-4. She gets through it. Now finally stops right at the box. Cleared out. Bloomer's going to try to start it up for the white jerseys. Now a little bit of a slippage on the sideline. Results in a turnover.
Big surprise.
Yeah. Now playing it up to the side. This is Townsend. Guarded closely by Kluba. Kluba blocks that and takes it away. Great defensive play by number 17. Now, Townsend, maybe a little soreness, slow to get up. She does. Coming right back her way.
Kluba used the classic, and you can use this with anything. Doesn't matter if it's sports, academics, whatever. Use the KISS principle. Keep it super simple. She just stood her ground, and nothing Townsend could do about it.
Is that definitely what that stands for?
Yeah, keep it super simple. According to Dr. Dale Van Canfort, I said a different acronym that just put the simple, the first S, but we use the simple edition.
Speaking of simple punt out is headed back in as Gomez playing one-on-one on the side. Now shot rolls towards Balmer. Fitzpatrick couldn't quite get all of that with the defender in her face.
Now 7 minutes left if you're the Lions. You just salted away. Nothing. It's what you've been doing the entire second half ever since you scored, but still just keep it out of the blue possession and you're good.
And guess what? We get another throw in.
More subs too.
Which means more subs. Checking out is Fitzpatrick and Gomez coming into the game. That's number 57, Jordan Harris. Harris, a freshman from Sanford, Florida.
Speaking of that, tough luck for the Seminoles last night.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, past 2 weeks have not treated them well.
Thankfully, Piedmont looking like the University of Miami today. Unstoppable.
However, a chance for the Wildcats. A swarm of white jerseys to the corner. Gets through to the top of the box. Seda gets a piece of it, not quite enough to clear it, and now a high kick. Kind of a chip. Looks like she pulled out the pitching wedge for that one. Ends up being a goal kick.
Looked like she was playing village golf over there.
Yes, exactly. Thompson getting her foot on it. Goes past Brown and cleared out for, I think, the 57th or 8th throw-in of the game.
Probably somewhere around there. It's definitely over 40, I feel like, at this point.
Kluba takes this one, finds Johnson. Now fight for it in the middle, comes away to Judson. So here, Judson with some speed. Probing through the defense. Now moving it up the wing. This is Johnson again. Johnson, pass blocked, and then kept in bounds. Johnson gets a foot on it. The freshman sends it in, and now good look for Seda. Looks like she was kind of tackled in the box. They're going to let that one go.
Yeah. I think it was because of her momentum. It kind of threw into the defender, and that's definitely not one where you would want to see a call in the box because that was not the defender's fault.
Might have been a little bit of slippage combined with it.
Yeah.
But in a 2-0 game, that one could be let go. Lots of pressure still in the offensive zone for the Lions. And takeaway by Jerome. Playing it over to Phillips. From the wing. Looking all the way across into the box. As Judson, pass blocked. Now dropping back on defense. Kluba eyes up the ball, and it gets moved to the middle of the field. Now possible chance down the wing. And a foot race to the ball. Kluba gets there first, boxes out, and it results in another throw-in.
Well, attitude shove from Jessica Garman, too. You saw her kind of give Kluba a weird look as she was moving off.
A lot of frustration coming out for Blue. Now they're looking to set up once again. Not with the cleanest of passing either. But here they come up the right wing. Phillips flying in. Put some defensive pressure on. Kind of came out of nowhere. But definitely slowed down that attack. As Kluba able to clear out. Not too far. Then Brown gets her foot on it. Get it back to midfield. Slowing down the rush. Send it towards the middle. Gets past a couple people. Seda able to clear.
You can just tell these players are tired. You look at the way Bloomer tried to head that ball and just completely missed it. This has been a very long 90 minutes.
Don't think Bloomer has seen the sideline yet today, but been playing a phenomenal game defensively. As Kluba with the long send in, maybe a little too strong for Phillips to get to. Ballmer able to scoop it up and roll it out.
Salt's away 30 seconds, though. That's the biggest thing about that. Obviously, with a 2-goal lead, it doesn't matter too much, but still, it's a good play.
If we're going to continue sports references, I would call that an icing. Try to kill some clock. The Lions do get it back, coming up the left wing this time. This is Gates. Getting some pressure. If I had to guess, it would end up at throw-in. Nope, Gates able to get it to the middle, and Johnson shoved. That one might have been a little more questionable as a call.
Yeah. Again, could have been some slippage too, but I think at this point in the game, that's okay to not call that. If it was closer, would have seen similar to what we saw yesterday at the Asbury game with just fans and bench just being not too happy about it.
Lions do get the throw in, though. And once more. And potentially again.
No way.
Nope, it's kept in. Phillips keeps. Oh, there it is. There's
Spoke
the
too
throw-in.
soon.
Yep.
My goodness.
Nothing new here in Demarest. So Wildcats come away with this one. Approaching the 2-minute mark. 2-0 game. Kluba surveying her options with the defender on her. And a late shove. Not happy about that one. But does end up in the corner for Piedmont. And results in a goal kick.
Good thing the rain's picking up now at this point in the game.
Ugh, we're going to have to walk back through this, aren't we?
I was about to say, I'm scared. These Nikes are not built for this turf. I'm going to have to, plant my feet so hard when I'm walking.
I'm in Crocs.
Shaylee's in Crocs. Oof.
Well, Gates trying to set up one more opportunity towards the box, off the crossbar, off the goalie, and in. Sliding into the net and finishing the job. (3-0). Piedmont now leads it. Another confusing goal. Looks like Madison Johnson was the one that finished that ball off.
Yeah, there's a cluster of white jerseys in there. It's hard to see who did finish the job.
The initial shot go off the crossbar, and it looks like off the back of the keeper, Ballmer. Resulted in the ball just kind of sitting, waiting to end up over the goal line. And I think we got a handball there.
That's the final nail in the coffin, too. Minute left, and that rain's coming out. Let's just get out of here quick.
Wildcats not finished, though. They want a chance to score. Freshman Phillips says, "You're going a little too far for my liking. Your free kick is back there."
It was either that or she was yelling scoreboard. One of the two. I'd be yelling scoreboard.
I would be, too. Now the free kick. No problem. Right to the chest of Thompson. Pretty much sums up this game. Thompson taking her time.
Good quality win for the Lions, taking care of business. Obviously doesn't mean too much for conference standings because it is a non-conference game, but it was a good job by the defense and then just making plays when they need to.
Great to see some familiar and some unfamiliar faces in the game.
You see that turf is just soaked at this point.
It is.
Goodness.
Caitlin Brown plays it forward, deflected, and kicked out of play. Time will run out on us here shortly, and there is the final horn.
Your final score, Piedmont 3, Johnson and Wales 0. Fans, thank you for joining us today at the Walker Athletic Complex.
Lions take down the Wildcats 3-0.
Again, good game to take care of business. I don't think I'll ever see fans leave the WAC quicker because of this rain. Thankfully, they have the umbrellas, but it was a great job to get out of here with a good win for the Lions. They needed something to take them into this next stretch of games well because it is a very tough stretch of conference games. Coming up for them, they'll go to LaGrange on Wednesday. That'll be their next conference game. Then we'll be back here over Piedmont's technical fall break. You and I are staying here, thankfully.
We
Get
are.
some time out here to enjoy the sights. But Saturday, October 11th versus Covenant will be the next time women's soccer will return here. Again, that's at 2 o'clock.
Well, weather could be better, but a great game for the Piedmont Lions. Like we said, sealing the deal and improving their overall record to 10-4. They get set for conference play once again this week. But for today's broadcast, I'm Colin Hackshaw, Grant Prather right by my side, and on the camera, Shaylee Galagos. We're watching Piedmont Soccer on the main broadcast.